surprisingly, back in November 2021, you were released from the company. Like I said, it was a shock to all of us. Made your return a few years later, but how did you regroup after that? Like, what did you do to like kind of keep your mind right and just kind of, did you focus on yourself? What did you do in that time?
So, I'm not gonna lie, I crumbled a little bit. I was sad. I ate a lot of food to comfort my sadness. I hung out with family and friends, but I realized that I needed to work on myself. Like I lost who I was. I got caught up in the business. I got caught up in dumb stuff that sometimes you do get caught up in this business, like winning and losing and bookings and whatever, instead of realizing like what a blessing it is to be in the position that I was and remembering who I am and where I came from. I remember Nikki Bella reaching out and saying, because I told the Bella twins at the time, or Garcia twins, I apologize, that I was just having a hard time. And they reached out with a life coach that they used, and her name was Carrie. And I remember just having these really great sessions with Carrie and really diving into myself again and figuring out like what makes me me and what made me happy again. Cause I was losing my happy. And that, I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe that I was released to be able to get back to who I was and what I needed to do. I got back into my faith, I gave myself to Jesus Christ, and I got back to church, and just realizing that like I needed to still be true to who I am and just continue to enjoy the blessings that kept coming. And when I was able to come back at the Rumble, at the beginning of 2023, I took that as another blessing. Like, hey, this is another opportunity for me to try and see if I can do this again. And I think that the time off really helped me get back to myself, which made me even better in the wrestling ring.
So what would you say has been the biggest difference in this run as opposed to your previous stint at the company?
I think I just don't give a shit anymore. I think I'm just caught up in making, I don't care, if I have to go out there in a clown suit and twerk in front of 50,000 people, I'm going to make that the best clown suit twerking session anybody's ever seen. I don't give a shit about like what people think and how it's going to come off. I'm going to go out there and give it the best I can. I'm going to go have fun. I'm going to make sure that match is incredible. I'm going to make sure my promos are incredible, at least to the best of my ability. And I'm going to make the best of everything I can. And so I think before I was just a little, hesitant and second guessing myself. And now I don't second guess myself. I'm confident in who I am and what I bring to the table.
And it's funny just to go on that, O'Shea, and I know you've seen some of the clips of you at house shows reading fan signs. God. Like some of the stuff that you say, I'm like, yo, she is on one out there. I try to explain to people who, my friends who aren't into wrestling yet, I'm drawing a lot of them in now, especially with this, how much fun a house show is.
Yes.
And it seems like you guys, you have the most fun at house shows, and you in particular, like I said, we've seen the videos of you reading signs and kind of giving it back to the people. How much fun is it for you performers to be on a house show as opposed to being on TV?
Well, on TV, we have to hit, certain angles, certain times. We got commercial breaks, like you can't go over. On a house show, it's like a special treat for the fans. It's almost a one-on-one with them. They get to see us, I'm interacting, whether they're popping popcorn in my mouth or I'm swigging somebody's beer. One time they didn't catch that, but like Cody Rhodes' mom like poured water on me. I was like, I'm so thirsty. But like, or I'm grabbing the mic and I'm cutting a promo on somebody carrying a sign that says Nia Jax sucks. Like, it's totally fine and I welcome it. But this is, it's just something special that, you don't get when you watch it on TV. You got to show up to a live event. You never know what's going to happen. You don't know who's going to twerk in my face. You don't know what kind of butt cheeks you're going to see. Like that's what the live events are for. They're there to entertain the fans so that they get a little something special that they wouldn't get if you're watching TV.
Watch new episodes of No Contest Wrestling every Wednesday or listen wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to follow us us at No Contest Wrestling Podcast on Instagram.